WrestleMania a little over a month away. Today we will give you guys our final WrestleMania 42 predictions and what we think will be on that match card. Today we're going to be going in order for night 1 and night 2, what we think will main event, will open the shows, and yeah, I think we have a lot of fun matches, and who knows what the final card will end up looking like.
And opening night 1 of WrestleMania, we have Gunther versus Obafemi. And I guess the kind of idea behind this match is obviously it's a big match. It's Obafemi versus Gunther. This should be an amazing match to kind of kick the crowd off in a big way. But also I could kind of just imagine in my head WrestleMania kicking off with Obafemi's entrance music hitting and just the crowd getting kind of... the crowd just kind of erupting into his music and kind of celebrating his strut to the ring as he does.
Yeah, I think for me, this match is obviously just a huge spectacle. Obafemi recently kind of doing this feud with Rusev, kind of getting around the big guys. And I'm sure once he finishes up with Rusev, the next big guy on the list is going to be Gunther. And that match will be an amazing clash. But going into the second match, to follow that up, we have the Raw Tag Team Championships on the line, where we see the Usos take on Austin Theory and Logan Paul of the Vision. And obviously this match has been kind of teased a little bit. We've seen the Usos get more involved with the Vision nowadays, and obviously with only two members kind of currently being around in Logan Paul and Austin Theory, it makes sense that this would be the match. You could see Seth Rollins get involved some way, but with him being back, potentially Braun Breaker coming back, I think that's the direction they would most likely go to.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to pick a match for them considering all the injuries from the Vision. Like, you would much rather have a Braun Breaker in this match and a Bronson Reed in this match. But, you know, injuries played out, and that's not the team that we're going to be given for this, more than likely at least. It's possible that Braun Breaker comes back. It's possible that Bronson Reed comes back, I guess, if it, wasn't a significant bicep tear. If it was, maybe a minimal one. I don't know. But, yeah, probably not, and this is the match that we were kind of left with to throw out there for the Vision. And for the next match, we have Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. Now, obviously, Dom just lost his IC title to Penta, so this won't be for any title, but you could see an appearance from the Demon, something of that nature. The split happened officially from Judgment Day. They fully attacked him, so maybe there's someone who could come in to help Finn Balor with all the help that Dom will likely have during this match. I don't know who that person would be. Maybe a AJ Styles is he's not going to wrestle, but he at least help people or something. I don't really know, but there's someone on the roster for sure that he could link up with, like a Shinsuke or something that could kind of help him out in a time of need like this.
Following that, we have the women's tag team champions on the line. The Lash Legend and Nia Jax take on Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, the Bellas in a ladder match. And obviously this match is going to be a big women's match. Obviously this match is going to be set up for to get a lot of women's in that tag team division who has been doing very well recently. The Bellas are a team that I think will very much be on WrestleMania. I think this is a good spot for them as well. Lash and Nia deserve a big title defense, and they're a team that I think this is a very match where they could lose at, or they can continue to retain and continue this run, where you also see Charlotte and Alexa maybe have their big split here at WrestleMania as well.
Our next one is going to be a very exciting one that I would be very excited to see happen, and that is Penta versus Javon Evans. Cero Miedo versus that boy Bouncy. So I think this would be a very amazing match. Javon Evans being so new to the roster, so young to the roster, having a big WrestleMania match already with someone like Penta, and then at that for the Intercontinental Champion as well. That'd be a big, amazing moment, and especially if he were to win and probably become one of the youngest IC champions of all time. I don't know if he'd be the youngest because Randy Orton won it pretty young and a couple other people won it pretty young, but he would be definitely up there, top 2 or 3 youngest people to ever win that title. So that'd be a big accomplishment, especially to happen out of WrestleMania.
Yeah, this is easily a match that can be match of the night. I think no one would be surprised. Like you mentioned, Javon Evans already getting a title match at WrestleMania is such a cool moment for him, as well as Penta getting a defense, as in terms of last year being in the Intercontinental 4-way last year. It would be nice to kind of continue things in the Intercontinental picture this year. But next up, we have a triple threat between Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, and Sami Zayn. It feels like these 3 guys will get on the card some way, and this feels like the best way to do it. We know Jacob and Drew still have unfinished business with each other. It can also make sense that Sami Zayn can still get involved. He has a history with Drew. He has a history with Jacob. So, yeah, this match feels like another one that could be a given.
For our co-main event of WrestleMania Night 1, we have Stephanie McCurry versus Liv Morgan. Now, this has no stipulation on it. It doesn't need it. This match is going to be great either way. These are 2 of the best and biggest women in the WWE right now, so I'm very excited for it. They built it very well with their promos, and we just seen Stephanie McCurry attack Liv Morgan on the most recent episode of Raw. So, yeah, it's a very exciting feud. I don't think you need any stipulations to kind of have a chance of ruining the match or anything, because this will be a big moment for either person to win this. Obviously, I think Liv Morgan will come out on top of this one, but nonetheless, I do think it would be huge even if Stephanie McCurry were to win to defend the title on a WrestleMania.
Yeah, unfortunately, well, I would love to have seen the women in that main event spot, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like that will be the case this year. But these two, I think, will have one of the best matches of the night, and probably one of the best matches of the weekend as well. I do hope and I do assume Liv Morgan will get the big win, gaining back the World Championship once again. But yeah, I hope that this match does get a lot of time, and I hope that it is going to either start the show where it's in a big spotlight, or it is in this spot where it's the co-main event, unless it is obviously in the main event as well. For the main event of night one, we have Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. Obviously, your Elimination Chamber winner versus your newly won World Champion in Cody Rhodes. This one has all the story built to it already. We kind of know the history between these guys. So, yeah, this one should be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, this is a story that doesn't need a whole lot of build for it. These are two people that have enough history with each other to kind of make up for this. We talked about it before, and we'll have a video coming out very soon on a Cody Rhodes heel turn that we expect that will happen, and we kind of book it and talk more so about that in that video, so look forward to that. But I think that's kind of the direction we'll go. We'll go with the Cody Rhodes heel turn. A big Randy Orton win on this night would be huge for him to win his 15th title on this WrestleMania. And yeah, I think that would be a really good way to end off a night one.
Now that night one is wrapped up, what do we have for night two? We're going to kick it off with the Women's World Championship match between Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley for that Women's Championship. Obviously, their Elimination Chamber winner in Rhea Ripley taking on the champion Jade Cargill, who hasn't had too many defenses, but this is going to be her obviously biggest match of this reign so far. And yeah, it's going to be a huge moment. We've seen a little bit of a beat between these two online, and when their promo in ring, it was a little bit different. So who knows how this match will turn out, but I do think this is a good spot for the women to show off.
Yeah, definitely. This is a big match. Unfortunately, it couldn't go the direction that everyone wanted to go with Bianca Belair. That was obviously the first choice for everyone to have this big match. But injuries kind of took place. The finger is still, whatever is wrong with it is still happening to this day. And Rhea Ripley got the spot. And this is still a big match. Rhea Ripley was going to be on the card regardless. So to put her on the opening match once again for the third time in a row is kind of like her spot on a WrestleMania card, which isn't a bad spot to start, especially at night two. So yeah, a pretty exciting match. The build for it hasn't been the greatest so far, but I do have faith in the both of them to kind of make it a little bit better heading into WrestleMania. For the next match, we have the United States Championship match with Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, and Ilya Dragunov. Now, obviously, Carmelo and Trick have a long built history with each other, as well as Carmelo and Ilya as well. But now, Ilya's kind of inserting himself in this feud and making it a triple threat feud. And this is, I think, great for everyone involved here. Everyone in here is an NXT call-up. It's kind of like a showcase of NXT talent, some of the best ones to come up in recent memory, at least. And yeah, it would be a very exciting triple threat match. Carmelo Hayes has put on amazing United States Open Challenges matches recently. Trick Williams is like just someone who's came up to the main roster and has really just took people by surprise with his aura, his entrance, his music. His matches have been better ever since he's had the TNA title a while back. And yeah, it's all looking up for Trick Williams right now, and same thing for all the people involved in this match. So Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, Ilya Dragunov, triple threat match for the U.S. title.
But then following that, we're going to have a mask versus mask. It is in between El Grande Original versus El Grande 2, Ludwig versus Chad Gable. Yeah, this one feels like one that is very going to be happening somewhat soon. We've seen them with Chad Gable finally coming back now. We have the OG kind of going around. He's slowly getting closer to him, and I feel like this match will end up happening. I'm sure the mask versus mask is going to be an easy stipulation. I could also see this one getting left off and maybe being a backlash match, but I do think a WrestleMania spot here for both guys after the work they've done as a character has been pretty good. So I think it's a good way to reward these guys for all the work they've done for the past year.
Yeah, they kept up the El Grande Americano for a full year at this point, so you might as well pay it off at the WrestleMania. It makes the most sense. The big question is which one is going to win, because it's kind of vice versa things that we see from the El Grandes. We see Ludwig being the heel and the guy who's not over really in WWE. However, in AAA, it's the complete opposite, where Ludwig is the over one and El Grande, Chad, is the one that gets booed out of the building and things of that nature. So it'll be very interesting to see who wins and which side WWE likes, because El Grande is more of a AAA character more than a WWE character, even though it was started in WWE, and it's more valuable to AAA than it is to WWE, because WWE could just wipe that character from existence and it wouldn't really matter to them. However, in AAA, you can't really take El Grande out because he's in that world title picture and things of that nature. So this will be a very interesting match. I am excited for it. I'm happy for Ludwig and Chad Gable to get the match. It's unfortunate that it's under these circumstances, I guess, but it is still a big moment for them nonetheless. And we have our women's United States triple threat match up next with Julia, Io Sky and Tiffany Stratton. Now, these are three of the best women in the WWE, so this match will just be a banger, and that's pretty much why it's here, to be a banger, to put on one of those great multi-person matches that Triple H pretty much does every single year at WrestleMania and Stand and Deliver at this point, and I expect it to be nonetheless with this triple threat.
Yeah, Io Sky is somebody who has to be on this card, as well as Tiffany Stratton, as well as Julia. So yeah, I think this is a good way to get all of them on. You have a great match between these three. It does feel a little bit weird for Io Sky to be in another triple threat again in the following years. Obviously, different circumstances. Obviously, last year going in as champion. Maybe she can still walk out as champion. But yeah, this match can easily be a match of the night. And again, no one will be surprised. But following that, we know a match that will already happen. That is Brock Lesnar will have an open challenge. But who will be the man to accept that challenge? I believe it will be Royce Keys, a man we haven't seen just yet since Royal Rumble, but I think he will be here at WrestleMania to set up some big match for him. It's about time that we see him around, and yeah, we start getting used to him and get used to the name as well, because he's somebody who I think has a lot of hype around him. I hope they don't kind of wait too long, similarly they did for Jade Cargill, to finally actually debut that person.
And up next, we have Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins. Now, obviously, this match is a big question mark because Braun Breaker could not make it back in time, and Seth Rollins just came back from injury. So maybe Seth Rollins doesn't make the card, maybe he does, maybe Braun Breaker makes the card, maybe he doesn't. We don't really know what's going to happen with all the kind of injuries happening around with the division, but we still put it on the card because it is a big match. It's one that they built for a very long time. Braun Breaker kind of needs this moment, as well as Seth Rollins, because things have kind of been negative around him for the past few months, and I think a big WrestleMania moment with a good match behind it would be a very good kickoff to a babyface Seth Rollins.
Following that, in the co-main event of Night 2 of WrestleMania, for the Women's Intercontinental Champion, we have AJ Lee going against Becky Lynch once again, but this time in Falls Count Anywhere. This match, it feels like another one that I think doesn't necessarily need the championship to be a good match, but it is one that I think will happen once again. Falls Count Anywhere could be another stipulation that is replaced with another one, but I think this one's a safe one where you can do a lot of cool things, while also not having too high of expectations as well.
Yeah, we were debating on maybe having Bayley win the IC title and making this a non-title match and then having some multi-woman match for that. But we went the direction of this, and I do think this is probably the better direction. I think this match can be a good match. We've seen kind of shades of good matches from these women. So I had a big WrestleMania match with maybe a little bit more practice underneath AJ Lee's belt with the matches that she has had. And then a couple of matches leading up until WrestleMania as well, getting all that rust off. I think at WrestleMania, she could have a big banger match with Becky Lynch and be warranted of a co-main event that we're giving her on this card. And for the Night 2 main event of WrestleMania, we have CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. Now, this one you definitely could put a stipulation on, because it is starting to get to blood feud territory with the lines that CM Punk gave and the lines that Roman Reigns gave back to him. So this is a very interesting feud, because you could go bloodline rules, you could go hardcore, false count anywhere, steel cage. There's a lot of things you can do, but we do have it as just a normal singles match because we don't feel like it's fully necessary. Now, if you continue the feud, maybe you could do a stipulation out of Backlash or something else, but at WrestleMania, we think for a main event, it should just be two guys in the ring seeing who is the better man, and they already had the triple threat last year as well, so no reason to kind of have something interfere like a weapon or another person or anything like that. Just two people to see who the best in the world is in 2026.
Yeah, so far this is easily the most built-up match we've gotten on the WrestleMania card so far, and I think this is the obvious Night 2 main event so far as well. Yeah, these two men obviously are going to have a great match. It's going to be nice for CM Punk to main event Night 1 last year. This year he gets his Night 2 main event, so you can officially say he has main evented at WrestleMania, and basically both ways as well, so it's a very good thing for him, as well as Roman Reigns adding another WrestleMania main event to his legacy. I don't know where that puts him at. I think he's number 1 already, but I think obviously puts him even more ahead now, so yeah, obviously a big moment for him as well. But yeah, this match should be a good one. I'm interested to see what is going to be the big talking point of this match when we finish or wrapped up with it.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting. CM Punk got his main event last year on a loss. Now will he get it this year on a win is going to be the big question. But that's going to wrap up the video. That is our predictions for WrestleMania. We'll have one more, obviously, predictions when the card is final. And that will wrap it up for WrestleMania predictions for the year. But we appreciate you guys for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.